Hi, Nancy and Deb, and
Hey Nancy, hey Deb.
welcome to the Target edition of HF725.
Christine and Erica's video podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome,
So we also bring some holiday cheer,
Holly Jolly.
holly jolly. So we decided that for our design process presentation for our group, not only did we want to have the documentation for the visuals, but we found that having a conversation might be the best way to stage this.
Really explain it to you a
Yeah.
little better.
And plus, we wanted to delight you and reframe it.
And what's more delightful than us?
We are going to just talk through our process, and we have the visual that is the squiggly line that pretty much goes along with it. So feel free to jump back and forth if you want. But yeah, so buckle on in, ladies. So yeah,
We're in for a great ride.
So the generated process.
Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah. So we started off with a lot of
Ideas
information.
everywhere.
Yeah, not just from us too, from our client,
Right.
from MasterCard. So with that, it was like, what did you think of it?
I feel like at first we really thought that we were going to be designing a product. And before we actually got the documents and talked to the MasterCard people that we ended up interviewing, we were really going that direction, and our ideas were all over the place. And then what's funny is we ended up not even doing that at all.
Yeah, and even before that, all the members of our team came in. We had like a first initial meeting during day one. Was it day one?
Mm-hmm. It was day one.
Yep, day one of our class. And so we all coming in with different ideas, different goals we wanted. We all came in with like a lot of energy, I would say. Yeah, so from there, so the team part, we generated a lot of ideas, a lot of goals, and we were trying to optimize that time that we had before we had any of the information from our client.
Right.
So we were like, okay, well, what do we do with this? Once we got those signed DNAs, though, NDAs, signed DNAs, then we handed over our blood to MasterCard to see it. No, then we actually started to review the products that we were gonna be looking through.
Yeah, so we went through all the documents that they sent us, and there were a lot, and got a lot more ideas, as if we didn't already have enough.
Yeah.
And then we actually started interviewing the client.
Yeah, and we tried to come up with a strategy for how, because there's so much going on. We had so many ideas. They had so much that they just threw on our plate that we came up with a spreadsheet.
Right.
We came up with a spreadsheet that we had all these big questions that we wanted to ask all of our 7 meetings that we had. That Erica, you were on all 7 meetings.
Erin actually did 2 of them by herself. I was on 5 of the 7.
Okay, so yeah. Erin and Erica were the champions of those, which was a huge help because I couldn't do it in the middle of my workday, but you guys had more flexible work hours.
True.
So that helped.
So what was interesting is as the meetings went on, the questions that we thought we were going to ask them from our research completely changed because we started seeing these patterns pop up, and so the questions that we thought were relevant before turned out to be sort of irrelevant the more we narrowed down our focus and realized what we ultimately ended up telling the client, which was, we can't design this for you.
Yeah.
But we can find out a lot more about your organizational structure and culture, which is what the later interviews really consisted of.
Yeah, but we didn't get there yet. Because the generating process happened a lot, and then we all kind of got back together. We reframed. We did our first reframing in the conceptualization because once we were digesting all the information, and then we met with you guys, and we then had one more interview after that. Right,
and by that interview, we already had a pretty good idea of where we were going, but they set it up for us, so we did it anyway.
And then we met again as a group, and we totally reframed the problem. And that
again.
And that was in large part to our intuitions meeting up with what you guys said during that call that we had with you. And so then you can see in our diagram we have the whole design process in like a magnified, smaller version, because that's kind of what happened. So it was like we generated, we conceptualized, and then we had to like reframe it again. So we went through this whole thing. We generated, conceptualized, we optimized, we implemented, and then we went back in. So then once we reframed it, we went into like the optimizing stage.
Right.
And so the optimizing stage, we then decided, okay, we were going to email the client. We had to give them a heads up.
We didn't want to go into the meeting and like completely blindside them that we were not actually giving them what they asked us to give them.
Right. And so then we started reviewing like the power of simplicity, like breaking it down even smaller, even more simple. We did additional research about different customer-led organizations.
And then from there, we tried to reframe the actual ROI of it, so why it would actually benefit them monetarily, not just as a culture.
Yep. Yeah. And then we started to build our project and actually like create and implement. We started to implement the actual PowerPoint.
Yeah, the implementation stage was actually pretty short time-wise.
Yeah.
Everything else took weeks to do, and then by the time we finally got to implementing it, it went pretty quick.
Yeah. So it was definitely streamlined. So I think that diagram, the squiggle, was like pretty spot on.
Right.
Jumbled. We got to get a little bit better, and then like we just did it. Yeah, I think it went well. Our team seemed to be pretty satisfied with it for the most part.
Yeah, I think MasterCard. I think Joe and Mark Bagg seemed especially excited about it.
Yeah.
But I think all three of them felt pretty good about it.
Yeah. So that is our design process. If you have any
Thanks
questions,
for joining us here in Target.
Yeah, we're literally in Target right now. So we hope you guys enjoyed this.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. God bless. Happy New Year. See you on the other side. And by that I mean next year, maybe in California. Who's to say? Okay. Well, tune in next time for the
next edition of Christine and Erica.
Yeah.
Video podcast.
The Holly Jolly Girls.
Holly Jolly.
This holiday, you'll be far away, and I'll be all alone. So please remember this December to fully charge your phone. And text me Merry Christmas, let me know you care. Just a word or two of text from you will remind me you're still there. You don't have to add much to it, one smiley face will do. Baby, text me Merry Christmas, 'cause I'm missing kissing you.
Whoa. Text me Merry Christmas, make my holiday complete. Though you're far from me, say you'll be RB. That's a text I'll never delete. Choose just the right emoji, one that makes me LOL. And if you text me something naughty, I promise I won't tell.
I don't care if you spell things right, I just want to hear from you tonight. Stroke those keys with your delicate touch,
and type those little words that mean so much. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Okay.
Miss you.
Miss you too.
Xmas sucks without you.
I know. LOL.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
A Facebook message isn't quite as sweet. I need more from at you than just a tweet.
A snap on Snapchat doesn't last, and voicemail that's from Christmas past. Text me Merry Christmas,
send a selfie too.
If you do, I'll go meet the mistletoe
and pretend my screen is you.
Show me that you love me.
Text, hold and kiss and hug me.
I'll be right here waiting for my pants to start vibrating.
Baby,
text me Merry Christmas,
and I will text you too.
This Christmas, it's the least that we can do.
Merry Christmas.